you?
Hey, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. So I want to tell me why'd you come in to talk to me today? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I just kind of wanted to talk to somebody. I'm just feeling stressed out, I guess, which I know is normal in college, but I think there's a couple things that are contributing to me feeling stressed. I think mainly it's school right now.
Yeah.
I'm in a master's program, and I feel like it's a lot more demanding than I thought it would be. I'm glad I'm doing it, and it's good for me, and I'm growing a lot, but it just feels really stressful. And I think that combined with my graduate assistantship too, I really like my job. I work in the basic needs office, and I really like it, but I don't have a supervisor right now. So that's been really hard because I'm handling a lot of things, and especially having to do things when I wouldn't normally have to, like kind of working outside of my normal hours. Again, I really like it, but it's causing me stress.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I can totally understand that. Yeah, not having a supervisor is very stressful, especially in a new position like this. Can you tell me a little bit more about like the stress you're experiencing in your grad program?
Yeah, I think I am realizing that the master's program is a lot more demanding in the work that I'm doing. Like, I mean, it's in a good way, but you have to think a lot more about the assignments, and you have to spend a lot more time too, and you have to do readings to be prepared in class. But I think where my stress comes from is kind of the fact that that work is causing deficits in other parts of my life.
How so?
I think my relationships with the people that I'm close with are struggling a little bit because I'm not devoting time to fostering those relationships because I'm so busy with school. So that's been difficult. I am conscious of it though, which I think is a good thing. I think it's good to be aware that it's causing my stress in school is causing deficits, but it's a struggle right now because I don't know exactly how to fix it.
Yeah, but I'm hearing that like you seem to have identified the root of your stress, and I'm also hearing that it's somewhat to do with balance.
Yeah, I think that too, and I think the balance aspect is just really hard because it's my relationships with people, but it's also I'm feeling so overwhelmed by school and stressed that I'm also in some situations not really taking care of myself fully. Like I'm doing enough to be okay, but I feel like I don't have enough time to do the things that I really like to do and enjoy, like playing pickleball with my friends and going on walks and listening to music and things like that. It's just I don't know. I've been trying to think about ways I could incorporate those aspects in. But the time commitment with grad school is just so much that it's been hard to do that.
Yeah, I mean, grad school is very, very difficult for people. I think primarily because it's very different than undergrad.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were a secondary primary education in undergrad.
Yeah.
Primary education. That's also very demanding.
Yeah.
When you were experiencing stress at times like that, like how did you cope with that and find balance when you were an undergrad?
That's a good question. I think relying on my friends, which I do feel like I'm doing now, but not as much because most of my friends from undergrad have moved away now, which I've made new friends, and like the program, the college student personnel program, everyone's really amazing. So I've made new friends, but I feel, I guess, reluctant to rely on people. Like my new friends that I just met. I think I don't want to make them feel overwhelmed or like that I'm just bringing all these problems. I think for me, when somebody's super negative all the time or just bringing up problems and not bringing up the good things, it's really detrimental to me. So I feel like I'm not sharing my problems with other others because I
understand.
don't want to feel kind of like a burden in that way.
No, I understand, and no one ever wants to feel like that.
Yeah.
But I do want to reassure you that they're probably also feeling a lot of the same feelings that you're
Yeah.
feeling. And it's important to lean on others through this experience because that's why why you're in a cohort.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to start doing that, and hearing you say that makes me, it makes me recognize that I can do that, and I think I need to kind of push my comfort zone and do that.
Yeah.
with
Can you
my friends.
tell me a little bit about your day-to-day experiences to help better identify some points of stress for you, maybe in your job? I know you don't have a supervisor right now, but are there any additional duties that you're taking over because you don't have a supervisor?
Yeah, definitely. I think another point of stress has been that I'm supervising 3 social work interns and 7 pantry workers, so 10 people total.
It's a lot of people.
And doing that in 20 hours a week, plus my own job, plus my additional responsibilities since I don't have a supervisor, is really stressful. And on one hand, I know it's good because I'm getting a lot of experience, and in a couple years down the road, I'm gonna look back and this is gonna look really good on my resume because I'm gonna be like, I did X, Y, and Z with no supervisor. They trusted me, all of that. But on the other hand, it's really stressful right now.
Yeah.
So something I've been doing, I do have somebody who's helping me out in my office, but she has another full-time job. So this is just an additional, she's there to help when I absolutely need her. But I've been trying to be more clear with her when I need help, which is good. I think recognizing when you need help is a big part of it. And I think I've just recently started doing that, but I do think that's helping. But yeah, I also, like I mentioned earlier, I've been having to work outside of normal hours.
Yeah.
If, for example, I'm not in the office and the pantry workers need something, it's what do I do? Because it's a dilemma. It's I want to be there for them, but also I need to set boundaries, but it's really hard for me to set boundaries, especially because I'm just starting in this role, so I want everybody to feel like I'm competent and I'm capable, and I am, but it's hard to remember that.
Yeah. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Not having a supervisor can be very frustrating, taking on additional duties. I'm very glad that you are working on communicating when you need help.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of hearing that you kind of feel like you're at the beck and call of your students. Do they typically reach out to you outside of working hours?
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've tried to make my hours clear. I've said in the group chat, hey, these are my hours. I have allowed them to contact me outside of the hours, but I've just told them don't expect a response. But I think I might need to switch that. I think I might just need to say these are my hours. This is when I'm going to be available to respond. Because even though I don't think I've been clear enough, I guess, in my expectations with their communication. So I think that's maybe something I could work on.
Are there intentions for them to hire a supervisor soon for you?
Yes.
That's very good.
They've actually
Okay.
already hired somebody, which I'm excited about, but she's not starting till October. So I'm trying to think about, in the meantime,
how do we get through September?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I get through right now? Because like I said, I do look forward to the future. I am somebody who looks to the future, and I know it's going to get better. But right now, it's very stressful.
Well, it seems like with this new supervisor coming in, you might have some of your duties lifted, but there are some things that might persist through having a new supervisor. So do you think that, what do you think the things that you'll focus on after, what are the problems that you think you'll focus on post having a new supervisor?
That's a good question.
What do you foresee being a source of stress once you have a new supervisor? What might continue?
The fact that she's going to be new, I think think that I feel like I'm gonna have to train her, even though I've only been here for like 2 or 3 months.
I can
So I'm a little bit worried about how that might play out, and also because all the student employees right now are seeing me as like their immediate supervisor, even though it's gonna be her when she's here. I'm curious about how that dynamic is gonna work, but I don't know. I'm hopeful that after she gets here, it's gonna get better, and I'm hoping I'm also gonna be able to improve the other aspects that I was talking about. Because my graduate assistantship is a point of concern, but I think it's the way that my graduate assistantship combined with schoolwork is affecting my life.
Yeah.
Like I said, like my friendships, the social aspect, and also taking care of myself. So I think once a supervisor is hired, I'm hoping that will be better.
Yeah, you can
So
focus
I think
more
it's-
attention on yourself.
Yeah, and I think
And that's very important.
yeah, like just being in the present, but also thinking how it's going to be better in the future is helpful for me.
Yeah. No. When you do have the time, how do you define taking care of yourself? Like, what do you do? I guess feed the soul.
Yeah, I like to go on walks a lot, which I've been trying to fit in. I went on a walk this morning. I went on a long walk because I knew this week was going to be busy.
Yeah.
I also think I want to devote more of my time to hanging out with my friends, because I hung out with my friends last Thursday at trivia, and it was so much fun, and I guess like recharged my battery, and it made me feel better about things I was feeling. And so I think recognizing that that's also important, even though at the time it feels like schoolwork, that's your first priority. It's also important that you're recharging your battery.
Absolutely.
So I think just like devoting more time to that, to the social aspect. I think trying new things too. Like,
yes.
is a good way.
Are there any interests that you have that you might be looking forward to trying? Because you said you're a very forward-thinking person. You like to think about the future.
Yeah, honestly, I've been thinking about doing like a boxing class.
Okay.
Maybe trying that, just like something to bring variety, because I feel like right now the routine with classes is so the same every week that it's like maybe I just need a little bit of variety, difference, and
monotony can be a joy killer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking and like feeling. So yeah, hoping to do some different things. But I think just overall trying to find a better balance.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, no, I can understand. That's a lot of like pressures from a lot of different angles in your life. Are there any aspects of your life right now that are not providing pressure but are providing joy?
Ooh, that's a good thing to think about, I think. Well, I moved into a new house.
Oh, tell me about
recently.
that.
So it's like an older house, but I think it's like historic, I would say more.
Okay.
So I've been like working on fixing it up, so that's provided me a lot of joy. I have been decorating it, setting up fall decorations. That is super fun for me, and I really enjoy like looking at them and stuff. So that's brought me joy, and I think it is good to think about the things that bring me joy even when I'm stressed out. It's a good perspective to have.
Yeah.
Dude, so good. What time are we at?
2 minutes.
Holy crap. Cut this part out. And chop it.
Chop it. I don't know what to talk about there.
I'll try to talk. What's a question you can ask me that I can talk a lot about? Let's see. I tried to yap, but I'm not a good yapper.
Good at it. You're so good at it. I just am running out of stuff.
Let's see.
Oh, I got one.
Okay. Let me fix my face and then you ask me.
So you mentioned earlier how you've been having a hard time focusing on your relationships. What are the important relationships in your life that you feel like need some nurturing?
Yeah, I think
Who do we need to focus on?
my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who I live with. My brother who I live with.
Mm-hmm.
And my family are the most important relationships. I think especially my relationship with my boyfriend. I mean, he's also in grad school, so he gets it. But I think we're trying to be very conscious of duties in the house, like making sure somebody's not always doing the unloading the dishwasher, things like that. But also beyond that, just like making sure that we're taking care of each other with when we're stressed. So we try to be upfront about when we're stressed.
Absolutely. Good communication.
Yeah, and also like we sit down at the beginning of each week and look at our calendars and say like, okay, this day I'm probably going to be very stressed. So what can I do to help you? Or like, so if he has a long day and he's going to be in classes all day, but I have a short day, I can make dinner or I can do things like that. So I think that's helped like build that relationship, but I think the time aspect is just another thing of it. Like, we just don't have as much time anymore to like be present with each other, I guess, or do fun things. So we try to be intentional about that. Like, when we're having a conversation, we both try to put our phones down. We both try to really pay attention to each other, which is helpful, but also we're human, so if we're stressed or anxious about other things like school, it's hard to do that. So yeah, I think just being intentional.
Yeah, it's good to hear that you have someone that knows exactly what you're going through too.
Yeah.
With him also being in a master's program, you can rely on him. And if you're ever having like similar frustrations, he knows what you're going through.
Yeah.
So that's really wonderful.
Yeah, I think it is really nice to have somebody who gets what you're going to, and that too, like another relationship that I want to keep building is like my friendships with people in the cohort. Everybody's really awesome. But like I said, I struggle with feeling like I'm a burden to people. I know I'm not, but it can feel that way sometimes.
You're absolutely not.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, just trying to foster those relationships a little more. I went to the football game with some people in the cohort on Saturday, so that was a good time to foster that relationship. I think too, because we're in all these classes together, but there's not really time outside of that for us all to interact, especially because we do have the same schedule, but we all have different work schedules. So like finding a time that we can all hang out is difficult, but I think focusing on that, and like maybe I could be more upfront too with asking people to hang out. I think that could be helpful, and like that would be holistically helpful too, because it builds that social interaction and that I'm kind of looking for and want to foster. So
yeah, sometimes you got to start with the basics of becoming like socially involved with one another before you start to lean on people emotionally.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally reaching out to people, like instigating hangouts, would be a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah. I think that's like what you said too about leaning on people. I think I can start doing that now that I've like fostered these relationships a little more, because I think that's another thing with my relationship with my boyfriend is that I am leaning on him for everything. And he's very good at managing that, but I also know that it's not fair for me to always lean on him for everything. Yeah. So I think, reaching out to my friends more could help me feel maybe less stressed.
Gain various perspectives on some of the things you might be facing.
That's true. And also, if I reach out to my friends in my cohort, although my boyfriend's doing a grad program, he doesn't understand exactly this program. So I think I could rely on my friends a little bit more for that. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really great step to take to kind of help rebalance your life.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Are there any other things that you wanted to talk about today?
No, I'm just glad I got to talk to somebody about how I'm feeling a little bit stressed, but I feel like this conversation made me feel better.
I'm so glad.
And gave me kind of some ideas of what steps I can take, baby steps right now to help me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't need to have the answer immediately, but I'm always happy to talk with you and listen to you, because sometimes that's a great first step to moving in a path of positivity. So I just want to thank you for your trusting me with all this information and
Thank
coming
you.
to talk to me today.
Thanks.
So
Thanks for
yeah,
listening to
of
me.
course.
I appreciate it.
Okay,